Today on People Now.
Prince William and Princess Kate spend a kid-free night in Yukon during their Canadian tour.
I love politics. I am very fatigued by it right now, as I think we all are.
Yeah, right.
But I have just joined Gary Johnson's campaign.
Exclusive, why Melissa Joan Hart is throwing her support behind presidential hopeful Gary Johnson.
Courteney Cox wants everyone to leave her BFF Jennifer Aniston out of the Angelina Jolie-Brad Pitt split.
Plus,
Hilary Duff teases a shocker about season 3 and tells me how she celebrated her 29th birthday by bathing in alcohol.
good morning, guys. Welcome to People Now. We're streaming live. Great to see you. Here's what you need to know and what's trending today. The Canadian tour is going strong for Prince William and Princess Kate. So how does the royal couple spend a kid-free night? Well, they are taking in the sights in Yukon in the midst of that Canadian tour. Their 24-hour visit to Yukon started when they touched down in Whitehorse Airport, and Kate was bundled up in a green Hobbs coat to keep warm with the near-freezing temperatures and light rain. The prince and princess were presented flowers from Special Olympian Macy Hangartner and Syrian refugee Reem Arafat. They were also welcomed by a guard composed of the Canadian Rangers and Junior Rangers. Prince William and his brother Prince Harry were made honorary Canadian Rangers back in 2009. Now, later Tuesday night, the royal couple were treated to a performance at the Kwanlin Dun Cultural Center. They ended their night by meeting with the performers around a ceremonial fire pit. Sounds nice and warm and cozy. Prince William and Princess Kate had a very busy day before they arrived in Yukon. They enjoyed a tour of the Mission Hill Winery, where they got to take in the sights of the vineyard. They got to meet some of the best-known chefs in the region. They even had a taste of some of the wine. Hey, Princess William and Princess Kate, next time I'd like to join you on that tour. My goodness. Tuesday also included a stop at the University of British Columbia to celebrate the school's 10th anniversary. They were greeted by cheers from the students and even got courtside seats at a volleyball match at the university. How did they work that out? After the game, William and Kate took center court and were presented with volleyball jerseys and teddy bears. Next up, for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, a visit to the McBride Museum of Yukon History and a visit to the small town of Carcross. Now, they will be touring Canada until October 1st. Make sure to stay on People.com for all the latest on their trip. Well, guys, Melissa Joan Hart is known for iconic roles on shows like Clarissa Explains It All, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and of course Melissa and Joey. But when I just sat down with her, she exclusively revealed to me that she's taken on a brand new role in politics and hoping to change the outcome of the upcoming election. Take a look at this.
I love politics. I am very fatigued by it right now, as I think we all are.
Yeah, right.
But I have just joined Gary Johnson's campaign as their Connecticut chairperson. I live in Connecticut. Because I just think people need to know that I want to break away from this two-party system, and I think it's important for people to know there's another candidate out there who really toes the line between Democrat and Republican. I mean, he's libertarian, but socially he's liberal, but fiscally conservative. But he, comes from like a border state. He was a governor, first of all. Governors I love because they already ran their state as like a little president. Now they get to do it bigger.
Yeah, it is kind of a miniature.
It's a miniature president, so that he gets
right.
the way things run, the politics of it all. And then he was on a border state, so if we have an immigration, if you want to talk about immigration, like he's the guy.
He's got a first-hand knowledge of the situation. Here's a quick question, one final question. This will be it, then we'll move on. In this particular election, how do you think Gary Johnson plays in, and how will he affect things?
Well, everyone says if you vote for Gary, it's just a wasted vote because one of the other two are going to win. But I think that everyone that I keep hearing say that, if they all voted for him, we could have a third party win. And I think that even if he doesn't get that far, I just hope that they let him debate. And I hope that this breaks us away from the two-party system. Like, I hope that Gary is the man, because he ran in 2012. His platform is the same, which I think is good, because it means he's not wavering on his beliefs. But I also think that it's really time for us to break away from this two-party system that's controlling us. Like, they're like gangs.
Yeah, it's a very interesting moment in time to be a part of the system and everything that's going on. Good for you for taking a stand.
Thank you. Well, I just want people to know, like, look into it, and make your own choice. Obviously, that's what this country's about. But know that there's a third choice. All
right. So, in addition to that, you're in New York because you've teamed up with Live Health Online to help shed light on a really interesting survey that they did. Tell us about that.
So basically, it's an app, and you can go to livehealthonline.com and get more information and sign up right there, or you can just go to your iPad or iPhone like I did and get the app. You click on it, a few clicks and you're talking to a doctor. You're video conferencing with a board-certified doctor. So if you have any health questions that they're non-emergency, you know, as long as it's not, you know, you should be calling 911 if that's what you need.
Of course, right.
But otherwise, it's like if you have questions, for example, I came back, I was directing in Wales this summer, came back with a rash under my eye. And I was like, what is this? And it wasn't something, it was like, do I go to a dermatologist, an allergist? Do I go to my GP? Like, I don't really have time.
Right,
I have 3
easy.
Kids. I've got 6 jobs. It's like, I don't really want to go to the doctor and be like, I got a rash.
And WebMD or whatever can be very startling because it could give you, if you do your own search, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Then all of a sudden you have 6 different maladies and, you know.
Yeah, right.
So you get to actually talk to someone who knows what's going on, and they can send you a follow-up message which lets you know what you talked about, what the plan is, how to go ahead. Things like my kids, we live in Connecticut, Lyme disease, ticks. My son had 2 ticks on him this year. It's like, you know, I know that I'm supposed to know all these things about how to figure out the symptoms, but can someone lead me that way again?
Yeah.
Without, the statistic in the survey is that 71% of moms say that they take 2 or more hours out of their day, their work day or their kid's school day, to take them to the doctor. So as a busy mom, this is really important, and I think it's revolutionary, like to be able to finally use our phones to actually get some good medical advice.
I think that's a great idea.
It's so convenient instead of always going into the doctor and taking that time.
And you just had a thing like this past week, right?
I know, I felt like I had knives in my throat.
Knives
It's
in
not
your throat.
contagious.
Could have
But
just
I couldn't
gone
use the app.
right there instead of all this
Yes.
drama. Anyway, even more trending news for
Better
us.
now. Yesterday we're talking Courteney Cox. Well, Courteney Cox is speaking out and wants everyone to know to leave her longtime friend Jennifer Aniston out of the Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt divorce. Yes, Courteney Cox spoke to Entertainment Tonight at Revlon's annual philanthropic luncheon in Los Angeles on Tuesday about her bestie and former Friends co-star getting dragged into the divorce drama, saying, "It's not about Jennifer. I feel like we're exacerbating it by even talking about it." This all began just one day after Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt filed for divorce, when social media users started reacting to the news by tweeting gifs and memes of Aniston, making the hashtag Jennifer Aniston the 2nd most popular trending topic on Twitter. And Cox wasn't the only one to speak out to defend Aniston. Husband Justin Theroux opened up about the divorce drama on Monday, slamming what he called nonsense attempts to drag his wife into the divorce, telling Business Insider, "There's an endless appetite for trash apparently, though everyone would say that they don't have that appetite, but I think a lot of people do because people buy it. But there are bigger things to complain about. It's shocking how much bandwidth things can take up when there are far more important things going on in the world." The Girl on the Train actor also commented on Jolie and Pitt's 6 children, saying, "As a child of divorce, all I can say is that's terrible news for those children, and that's all you can really say." Well, guys, moving on. Usain Bolt completed his triple-triple in Rio this summer, and for those that don't know, that's 3 golds in 3 events in each of the last 3 Olympics. After announcing that he has plans to retire as the fastest man alive, I had to find out from one of the greatest Olympians to ever compete what life after running looks like. Watch.
For me, I have to move off to more business stuff right now. Still gonna be an ambassador for Puma. I have my own restaurant, which we're trying to make in a franchise chain. So there's a few things that I'm working on outside of that, and I will still be close to track and field, still work with the sports, but yeah.
Your legacy will always live on, for sure. Oh, and look, can we see the medals? We haven't even shown them yet.
Jiggling.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And they're a lot heavier than you would think. Where do you keep them?
The safe deposit box.
Feel like
keep them really safe, you know?
Yeah, you don't want anyone to run away with them.
Yeah,
It'd be very
they
tempting.
probably wouldn't get away.
That's very true. They could not get away from you. Teach me how to bolt.
So it's I have a slightly wide stance.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Kind of rock to the right, because it's always to the left, one to the left, and then
That.
hit it. You know what I mean? Simple and easy.
And what's the face? Is it a smile or is it serious?
Depends on what you're feeling. If I
So-
just won, most of the time I'm smiling.
Yeah. But let's do a stick it on 3. So 1, 2, 3. And so you did this your first Olympics.
Yes.
Did you realize it was going to blow up like it did?
No, I had no idea. It was just something that was just spontaneous. You know what I mean? Because I'm that type of person, so it just came out and people loved it. And every time I did it, they cheered. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go with it. And it's like a Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? Like a sign, a Michael Jordan. So for me, it works out. It was a big deal.
TV Land's hit show Younger is back today, but that's not all. It's also star Hilary Duff's birthday. Younger is our Toyota People pick of the day, and I just sat down with Duff to talk about the new season and why she celebrated her birthday by bathing in alcohol. Take a look.
It's amazing the things we'll do to live our dream.
So now the trailer for season 3 makes it seem like Liza's secret, that she's actually in her 40s, not her 20s, is really close to being exposed. So how does your character come with it? I mean, does your character figure this out? Is she affected by it?
Pretty big things happened this year. So, you know, last season a few people found out, and those people kind of hang around throughout season 3 to haunt her and blackmail her a little bit. I think definitely my character is the most important person that she doesn't want to find out. And that's tricky, so you have to watch the season to see what happens.
Sometimes you can't be 100% honest.
I mean, it is crazy because it's season 3 and your character hasn't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very crucial part of the whole storyline. You know, Liza and Kelsey are very close. So if you had a real friend that reveals that she was a lot older than she had told you previously, how do you think you would react?
I think the lying is the worst part of it all, instead of the age factor. You know, is that they continue to like have all these experiences together and trust one another, and it's all based on a big lie. So I think that's going to be really shocking. I think it would be weird to find out that a friend of mine had like a daughter or a child and an ex-husband. You know, like that would be shocking. She's like lived this whole life that I would have no clue about. It would be really strange.
Yeah, and in reality,
I'd be pissed off. I'm sure
be
Kelsey's
upset.
going to be very pissed off.
So September 28th, not just the premiere date for season 3 of Younger, also your birthday.
Yeah.
How do you plan on celebrating?
You know what? I'm working all day on my birthday. It's like press bonanza for the show coming out. I celebrated this weekend, and I did like a spa day, and it was so nice because we just finished filming the show, and it was a little hectic, like towards the end. So I had like a massage and this like soak. I had never done this soak before, but it was like in a sake bathtub. And it just like makes your skin really soft. So I pampered myself over the weekend, which was nice.
So next year will be even a bigger birthday. Do you plan on having a blow-up bash for it? Are you excited about getting into your 30s, or are you a little stressed out by it?
I feel like I'm not that excited about 29, but hopefully by 30 I've like wrapped my head around it and I will have a big party.
Why aren't you excited about 29?
It's just like seems blah, like in between. I'm like, yeah, it kind of sucks. I'm not gonna be this is my last year in my 20s, but I'm not really scared of turning 30. So it's not like an age thing. It's just like a, well, what's 29?
All right, guys, stay with us. Tanner and Jade reveal how much they really make on all those posts on social media, plus Charlie Weber on why he really wanted to shave his beard for his character on How to Get Away with Murder. Stick around.
Oh, her eyes make the stars look like they're not shining. Her hair falls perfectly without her trying. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day.
Don't miss all the latest amazing stories right at your fingertips. People love people.
Just stating the obvious, you're kind of in a different look. You have a new look.
Little different, yeah.
So we see on the premiere that you actually shave your head on camera. I mean, what was your reaction when you found out you had to shave all of your hair off?
Well, what happened was I just wanted him I wanted there to be a physical manifestation of what he was going through psychologically, and they were on board with the beard. My boss, Pete Nowak, the beard going, he totally understood that. The buzz took a little doing and some convincing, so I fought pretty hard for it because I think it's sort of symbolic of not just changing his look and going into sort of hiding, but sort of a cleansing and trying to get rid of what he's done thus far and sort of starting over. But luckily, he finally let me do it.
So it was actually your idea.
Yeah. I mean, it was a character choice that I thought was really, really important, and luckily I'm on a collaborative show where they let me do it.
So So earlier this year, reports went viral that Bachelor in Paradise stars Jade and Tanner Tolbert were set to make $1 million just from sponsored Instagram posts. So when I just sat down with the newlyweds, they set their record straight. Watch this. I have to ask you this. So earlier this year, there were reports that you guys are going to make $1 million in 2016 just from social media posts.
Yeah.
Is that true? I mean, there's a few months left.
Yeah, I mean, it's not true. It's a lot of money, but it's not quite $1 million. But it's.
But I mean,
we've been blessed. I mean,
yeah.
I hate to use the word blessed, but we have been. It's been an unknown, perk of being on the show. Something I didn't even realize existed prior to, but it's helping us set up for our future families and things like that. So it's been nice.
I mean, how crazy. Did you ever think you could make money off of posting things on social media?
Never.
I barely even used social media before the show. So.
Is that weird to you that someone will say this and then it kind of floods the internet and you're just regular people when it comes down to it?
Yeah, I think it's definitely weird because your family and friends are reading these things and then they oh, Tanner and Jade, you have X amount of money now. And
I think my dad thought it was real and I was like, no, Dad, we're just like normal people and we're just trying to have a normal life and we just have this weird extra perk.
This is Jennifer Lawrence in People. This is Jennifer photobombing Taylor Swift and Sarah Jessica Parker and Liam Hemsworth, proving that while we all love the fashion of the red carpet, it's people who steal the show. People. The details make the story.
It's that time again. The stars are on the move, and we're following them in today's edition of Star Trek.
All you want is what I want, and what I want is you. Just come over.
It's Britney, and I don't think there's a single person surprised that the pop princess wowed in her performance at the Apple Music Festival in London on Tuesday. Spears played songs from all 9 of her albums, including Oops, I Did It Again, Baby One More Time, and Toxic. And in addition to wowing the audience with her performances, she also pulled off 8 outfit changes during the show. Go, Britney, go. Well, here is a beautiful throwback for you this morning. Shannon Doherty shared an emotional tribute to her husband, Kurt, on Instagram. The Heathers actress posted this picture of their wedding day. She says it was for the 7-day Love Your Spouse Challenge, which was suggested by her friend, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Shannon and Kurt have been married for 5 years, and Shannon told People that she was diagnosed with breast cancer in August of 2015. And Kurt has been by her side for everything. In her post, Shannon says, "Our wedding was exceptional, and not for the big event it was. It was exceptional because we committed for better or worse, in sickness or in health, to love and cherish one another. Those vows have never meant more than they do now. Kurt has stood by my side through sickness and makes me feel more loved now than ever. I would walk any path with this man, take any bullet for him, and slay every dragon to protect him. He is my soulmate, my other half. I am blessed." Well, it is such a beautiful picture and tribute, and Shannon is keeping up with the challenge. On Tuesday, she posted this picture saying, "It's the 2nd day of #LoveYourSpouse Challenge, and this is from a trip to Vail. I can honestly say we always have a great time together. Kurt, thank you for being my best friend." Well, Halle Berry is looking smoking hot. Stars gathered for a great cause at the Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles for Revlon's annual philanthropic luncheon. Halle, who is a Revlon brand ambassador, looked incredible in this pink and black bodycon dress by David Coma. She pulled her hair back into a romantic chignon top knot. And Sierra documented the day as well, posting this picture with Halle and Jennifer Hudson saying, "What a special and beautiful day." The event serves to raise awareness for Revlon's 2016 initiatives in support of women's health. And these ladies are looking great for a great cause. And those are your Star Treks for today.
Thank you, Andrea. The Girl on the Train is one of the most buzzed about movies hitting theaters this fall, and Emily Blunt's performance as Rachel, a troubled woman who's struggling with alcoholism and the demise of her marriage, captures your attention the entire time she is on screen. Now, when I sat down with Emily, she explained to me how difficult it was to get in the mindset for her latest role, and even told us who was the biggest prankster on set. Check this out.
Why are you here? Because I'm afraid of myself.
Playing an alcoholic is a challenge in itself, playing drunk, understanding that mindset, understanding the unhappiness, really, and going there.
As you watch the movie back, though, what's your proudest moment on screen?
Oh, God.
I know it's kind of self.
Don't ask me that.
Come on.
No!
There's got to be something you really
Cringe!
love.
No. I always find it hard watching those scenes anyway.
I used to watch this perfect couple. They were the embodiment of true love.
Well, I think that there are themes that are very relatable in this film, certainly on motherhood and how we all view motherhood and are affected by it or lack of it. And so, yes, I think there are great societal pressures put on women when that we're made to feel sort of incomplete if we don't have the perfect man or the perfect house or the perfect child. And I think that's quite a universal thing going on.
So, story's heavy. To contrast that,
yeah.
Any moments hanging on set where you're having like the most lighthearted moment, the takeaway kind of snapshot of total opposite of the content.
Oh, we did it all the time.
Was it?
Yeah, we would have to laugh all the time because it's so heavy. Justin's a jokester.
Is he? Is he the biggest prankster?
Yeah, big
of
time.
Them all?
Big time.
What do you hope the audience walks away with here when they walk out of the theater having seen
I want people to walk away unsettled. I want people to walk away and just talk about the movie and talk about the scenes and the moments that affected them. I think that often people leave the cinema these days and they're like, where do you want to go for dinner? And there's nothing really to talk about. It sort of left you feeling nothing. This movie leaves you feeling so much.
So what did you do during those hours at night? I don't remember. There's some time missing.
Fans of Bravo's Real Housewives of New York City may have noticed that Bethany Frankel's daughter wasn't featured on the show this past season. So when Bethany stopped by People Now Studios, she explained what went into that decision to keep her daughter off the hit show. Watch this.
My daughter is not on the show for a couple of reasons. A child with a microphone on them, with a mic pack on them, is not really natural. And I mean, that's kind of like working. You have to be somewhere and you have a microphone on you and it's being filmed. I mean, you know, you don't know the effects of that later. If she were running through a scene playing, that's not something that I would be upset about. I mean, people take pictures of us sometimes on the street, but I would say the way that it was with the Goslings, with all those kids that kind of were working, they had to have, like, I guess, a tutor around or supervision. You know, that doesn't sound natural to me.
And Bethany Frankel recently settled her nearly 4-year divorce battle with ex Jason Hoppy, and viewers of Real Housewives of New York City saw a more emotional side to the reality star when she broke down in tears looking at her old apartment. And Bethany spoke to us about that experience and other emotional moments she went through over the course of her divorce. Check it out.
Oh, I've had that emotional response probably 50 times in the last 4 years. Yeah, it was a really rocky road. It was a gruesome, grotesque experience. It can still be very, very difficult. And I'm making positive out of it because I'm going to inspire and help women to be independent and make their own money and have their own life and not be in a situation where they can't get out. I mean, the bottom line is if I didn't have the means to not be in a negative situation, it could go on forever and it could be even more difficult. So I have a beautiful home for my daughter here and in the Hamptons. I can provide her with an education. I'm not stressing out about bills or things. So I think it's important for my message to be that women don't need to depend upon a man to only want the ring and the dress and to be focused on the wrong things. It's great. Marriage is a great institution, but I think that it's important for women to be independent.
This is Jennifer Aniston, who told people her beauty secret. It's called water. This is Julia Roberts, who confessed her $1 million beauty treatment. It's called sleep. This is Courtney, who escapes to the spa. And Michelle, who swears by good lighting. And this is Beyonce, who woke up like this. These are People's insider trading tips to beauty from the world's most beautiful people. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
All right, guys, coming up tomorrow, we are back with Usain Bolt as the Olympic gold medalist looks back on his race against Prince Harry and Bachelor in Paradise's Tanner and Jade Roper reveal Bachelor etiquettes. You do not want to miss what they have to say.
Well, thank you for watching, and for now, we leave you with singer 7th Streeter. Enjoy, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Hi, guys, it's 7th Streeter, and this is one last thing. The last time I couldn't stop laughing is when I was having a fitting at my house, and I had on some heels that were about this tall, and I busted my behind in my kitchen, on my kitchen floor, in front of my management and my mother, and we all couldn't stop laughing. The last time that I was inspired, honestly, I got to see New Edition perform at the Essence Festival. And And to see this group that's been around for 25 plus years still perform these huge records the same way that they did when they were young men, energy, stamina, vocally, it was amazing, and I was just so inspired by that. The last time I lost my keys was last week. I left my keys in an Uber, man, okay? And I freaked out because I kept calling him. He didn't answer the phone. I had to spend the night on my manager's couch. I ate all of her food out of her refrigerator, by the way. But yeah, that's the last time I lost my keys, and I freaked out because I don't have a spare key for my car or my house. So yeah, I bummed it and I slept on the couch.